Hello, Dackland Radio. My name's the Old Man of the Adirondacks. Woohoo! Yeah, old man. I apologize for that. I have no sound effects and have no idea how to use this program I'm using right now. All I know is I'm recording, and I don't want to sound like your typical NPR guy. Monotone. I don't like monotone. I want to try to get a little excited about this. Again, my name's the Old Man, and tonight I'm going to share with you a new program on Dackland Radio called Campfire Tales. I'm pretty excited about this, and I know there's some folks around here in Speculator that are excited too. Now, Campfire Tales, we've all heard them. We all love them. But what is a campfire tale? What makes a campfire tale? Well, I put a lot of thought into that. As I was sitting here writing out the outline for this program, it was cold, it was dreary, damp, and it was raining. Yeah, I said raining, not snowing. Thank you. It's not snowing. That being said, we've still got a pretty deep snowpack around here. I wish it would go away. I am sick and tired of snow. Sick of it. I looked at the forecast. Well, guess what? It calls for snow. More snow. Yay! You know what I wish? I wish we could just send all this snow right down to all of our friends in New Jersey. I've got friends there. I would love to give them our snow. I would love to have their tulips, their trees budding, their green grass. Heck, I'd even love to be mowing right now. I just want to get out of this snow. I want to see the lakes, the water on the lakes. I want to see people out there fishing in boats, water skiing, wakeboarding, just having fun, recreating. That's what this area is for. People come up here to enjoy it. And I'm thankful for those people. Even if I want to send them some snow, I'm still thankful for them. Again, this segment is called Campfire Tales. And I'm really excited about it. I have an email address, and I'd love you guys to send me your campfire tales. I'd love to share them. My email address is oldmanadk@gmail.com. Oldmanadk, that's all one word, @gmail.com. Send me your stories. I want to hear them. I want to share them. I don't necessarily have to share your name if you don't want me to. I think there's kind of a host to listener confidentiality. Yeah, I won't share your name if you don't want me to. Again, my email is oldmanadk@gmail.com. I've tried the Facebook thing twice. The first one was a couple weeks ago, titled Old Man ADK, and that was my Facebook name. And I had a lot of friends, and I was trying to generate excitement, and I really think I was. And then Facebook. Good old Facebook. Old Man ADK isn't my name, they said. And they said if it's not my name, they're going to delete my account. So I took care of it for them. I deactivated my account. I couldn't delete it. Of course you can't delete it. Facebook. Well, I talked to some friends more techie than I am. It doesn't take much. Well, they recommended that I start a group instead of my own page. And I would be the administrator of that group. Well, after some looking around on Facebook, I finally figured out how to do that. So I do have a group on Facebook. It's called Old Man ADK. Maybe I should have named it Campfire Tales, but I think Old Man ADK is okay. You can post your pictures there of anything. Fish you caught, sitting around a campfire, the vista at the top of a mountain. Share with me, share with others. Any good camp recipes you know? Share them there. Let people know. Now, I know I've got at least one fan out there. He's my biggest fan right now. After all, he is the only member of my Facebook group, and that's Gary Reinhardt Jr. I want to thank him for the opportunity to do this program, Campfire Tales. He's been encouraging. He's been helpful, as has Casey, who owns the camp store. They've encouraged me. They've helped me. But Gary's been the biggest help. Gary's got his own program that airs right after mine here on Dackland Radio. It's called Heart to Heart with Gary Reinhardt Jr. Thanks, Gary, for being my biggest fan. I need some more fans, guys. Come to my group. Let's have some fun. Let's have some conversation. Let's talk about Campfire Tales. Now, what makes a good campfire tale? Well, first I think maybe wonder and awe, mixed with a little bit of fear. I think fear is a good part of a campfire tale. I've got all kinds of stories that I want to share with you guys. My experiences in the wilderness, my experiences on the water, my experiences as living here as a resident of Speculator, New York, for my whole life, born and raised. I've been here a long time. I guess first I'd like to share with you a fishing story. I went fishing with a young man. We'll call him George. George is a good name, a solid name. But I've taken this George out fishing quite a few times. We've fished the Conjumuk. We fished Duck Bay. We fished Conjumuk Bay. We fished the Sacandaga. Oh, where else have we fished? We fished on Pasico. I know one day we were fishing from Duck Bay up the Sacandaga River. Conjumuk Bay up to the Sacandaga Lake. And that young man, George, he caught 20 fish, I think. And the neat thing about this kid, Dave, is anytime he caught a fish, I don't care if it was a 3-inch perch, he was happy. He smiled. He was excited. That brought me a lot of joy. He's a good kid. He's a good young man. And he enjoys fishing. That's his thing. Well, one thing I need to tell you about fishing tales is generally the truth may be stretched a little bit. And as most ghost stories or campfire tales probably are. But one day we went fishing, and I can't remember for the life of me the name of the lake we were on. And that may or may not be true. But anyways, we fished there a couple of times. And the first time we caught a lot of fish, largemouth and smallmouth. And each time he'd reel a fish in, he'd be smiling and I'd be taking pictures, and it was just a great time. Well, the second time we went fishing there, we had big expectations. And we were very disappointed. We didn't catch much. 3 or 4 fish between the two of us, I think. But still, we had fun just being out there on the lake, being goofballs. And the few fish we did catch, of course, there were smiles and there were pictures. There was joy, there was fun. The third time, again, it was super slow fishing. We went around the lake once and didn't catch a thing. Second time around the lake, there was this spot that looked like there had to be a fish there. We were between 2 docks. The lake was nice and calm. And George casts this lure. I don't remember what it was. That may or may not be true. And before it even hit the water exploded with excitement. Dan, no, I almost gave you his real name. George set the hook, and the fight was amazing. He had so much fun. The smile, the anticipation. He couldn't wait to get that fish to the boat, and neither could I. He was reeling and fighting, and finally we saw it. Just a flash, but we knew it was a big fish. And once he got that fish to the boat, it was a big fish. It was a over 6-pound largemouth bass. And that is true. It's the biggest fish I've ever seen caught here in the Adirondacks. It was just massive. The belly on this fish, the huge mouth on this fish, smiles and pictures. This kid's excitement was off the chart. Good old George, well, he told everybody. He showed everybody pictures. We went out to dinner. He told the waitress, might have been a waiter, I can't remember. That day it was all about that bass. And we had fun. That's a good fishing tale. That's what we talk about around a campfire. Maybe after a day of hiking, you've got a tale to tell. Maybe after a day on the water, you've got a tale to tell. I know, hiking, I've got tales to tell. In fact, next week, I've got a tale about being lost. And it's a story that involves awe and wonder and fear and expectation and disappointment. It was a great trip, a trip I learned a lot. And that'll be next week's story. How about whitewater rafting? I know I went a couple of times with Camp of the Woods, and it wasn't really whitewater rafting. And it was fun, but it wasn't whitewater rafting. I worked for a store 20 plus years ago, called the Mountain and Border Town in North Creek. All of my friends there that worked there were guides for the Hudson River. They knew the spots, they knew where the fun was. Well, we put together a team of experienced paddlers. I like to call myself an experienced paddler. I've worked a lot with a canoe, and I enjoy paddling, and I know how to do it. Well, we got out on the Hudson River, and this was August, and we had a record rainfall a couple days before, so the water was really running high. It was exciting. And for the guides, my friends that were with me, it was exciting because they didn't need a wetsuit for this high water. The water was warm. So shorts and a life vest, and away we went. And I remember the power of the water crashing over the rocks. It was exciting. It was intimidating. There was some fear involved. There was certainly wonder involved. And we were crashing through these rapids and just having a great time. And I remember the raft flipping. And we all got wet. I think one guy was able to stay with the raft, which was a good thing. But I can remember the eyeballs and the gasps for breath after we came up for air. I mean, the eyeballs were big. I mean, saucer big. Just, oh my word, what just happened? That's a campfire tale. Just the fun that we have here in the Adirondacks. That's what you share around a campfire. I remember hiking and being bared. We were young and foolish, but we got bared. It was scary. Other things that might make a good campfire tale. Well, let's talk about the unknown. There's fear and excitement with that. Strange sightings. A lot of people have seen a lot of stuff here in the Adirondacks. How about a big cat, mountain lion, panther, whatever you want to call it? Officials will tell you they're not here. Well, I know some pretty reliable people that I trust, that have seen big cats here in the Adirondacks. They're scarce, but I think they're here. How about a wolf? I haven't seen one. Again, officials will tell you they're not here. But there's people here that'll tell you that, yeah, there's wolves here in the Adirondacks. Let's get a little crazy. How about Bigfoot? I know that they've been seen here in the Adirondacks, or at least people claim they've seen them. People claim they've heard them loudly around the Louis Lake area, which is in Speculator. That's all awe and wonder, and I'm sure there's fear and excitement involved with it. How about UFOs and aliens? Strange lights in the sky. There's people here that claim to have seen that. Real close to here. Even in the village. Have you seen anything like that? That's a campfire tale. That's something to get excited about. That's something to tell your friends about. Or not, depending on what you think about all that. I mean, are they whack jobs? I don't know. I know there's supernatural things here in the Adirondacks. People claim that anyway. How about the Rhinelander Estate? That's down Elm Lake Road here in Speculator. It's not an estate anymore. There's just a foundation, really. But there's claims that it's haunted. There's claims that the courthouse is haunted. I'm kind of new to this looking into haunted houses thing. But there's certainly people that'll tell you that, yeah, that place is haunted. There's houses in Indian Lake. I was talking to a guy the other day, a friend of mine, about the Indian Lake Project, and he says there's no such thing. If you don't know about the Indian Lake Project, I'm sure you can find it online. But he says that there's haunted houses in Indian Lake. There's houses there that he won't go into alone. He's seen rocking chairs rocking, heard noises. There's stories like this all over the Adirondacks. And I'm sure we're not the only place with hauntings. I mean, you watch TV, there's hauntings all over the place. There's TV programs about it. But that makes a good campfire tale. I know when I was a kid, I spent a lot of time at Deerfoot Lodge. And there was the Green Hatchet Man. That was talked about by the counselors. Donchies, I don't even know what that is. But they were talked about around the campfire. And that scared me as a kid. And it scared a lot of the kids that were there with me. The unknown, the supernatural, that's the stuff campfire tales are made of. There's tales of Robert Garrow here. I mean, he passed right by where my parents currently live. I wasn't born yet. I was a fetus, but I wasn't born yet. But there's stories about Robert Garrow or Bobby Garrow or, you know, whatever you want to call him. He was a whack job, but he was here. I hope there's no more whack jobs that come up this way. Not like that. That's pretty scary stuff. But that's the stuff of a campfire tale. Wonder and fear and curiosity, those are all parts. I know, for me, for entertainment, my favorite genres of novels or movies or TV is fantasy, is sci-fi, is horror. And why? Why is that so exciting? Well, again, it's wonder, it's awe, it's fear, curiosity. Well, guys, this is what Campfire Tales is supposed to be about. My email again is oldmanadk@gmail.com. Hit me up. My group on Facebook, Old Man ADK. Post your pictures. Post anything outdoors there. Anything that might be of interest to not only us who live here, but those who come to visit. You've got camping tips? Post them. You've got survival stories? Post them. You got pictures? Post them. I don't care if you're a local. I don't care if you're a visitor. I want to see what's going on in the Adirondacks. And I want to tell some great stories, some great tales, some great campfire tales. Join my group, guys. There's a lot of local tales here. There's a lot of older folks that I can talk to, that you can talk to, that have stories, maybe old stories of the Adirondacks. Maybe there's stories about Griffin Gorge. I know I've got a family member a long time ago, when that was a logging community, that died at Griffin. Well, I'm about to bring this show to a close. I appreciate every one of you listeners. And encourage your friends to listen. Encourage your friends to share. Guys, let's be a part of this community. Let's make this community great again. Anyway, next week, Lost and Hungry in the Dix Mountain Wilderness.